U.S.-China rivalry, America test fires Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missile. Test shows the U.S. nuclear deterrent is safe, secure, reliable and effective to deter 21st-century threats and reassure our allies, USAF says. Operators delivered an on-time, on-target sortie and provided yet another reminder of the readiness and reliability of the Minuteman III weapon system, commander of the Launch Task Force says. The U.S. military conducted a successful test firing of an intercontinental ballistic missile (ICBM) this week in what it described as evidence of its ability to deter 21st-century threats. An LGM-30G Minuteman III missile was fired from the Vandenberg Air Force Base in California late Tuesday night and successfully hit its target 6,760 kilometers (4,200 miles) away on Kwajalein Atoll in the Marshall Islands in the Pacific Ocean, the U.S. Air Force announced. The test showed that the United States nuclear deterrent remained safe, secure, reliable and effective to deter 21st-century threats and reassure our allies. As the new administration reassesses U.S. nuclear policy, it will be forced to make decisions about the future of the country's ground-based, nuclear-armed intercontinental ballistic missile (ICBM) arsenal. Many advocates of maintaining the nuclear status quo have argued that it is essential to completely replace America's aging Minuteman ICBMs with a new set of missiles, commonly referred to as the ground-based strategic deterrent. And yet to justify this approach, advocates have falsely presented the decision as a binary choice. They claim the United States must either fully replace its ICBMs or jettison them entirely. There is, however, an alternative approach: extend the lifespan of the Minuteman ICBMs and use arms control to reduce the deterrence requirements that ostensibly justify them. We argue that extending the lifespan of the currently deployed Minuteman missiles is preferable to replacing them with a new arsenal of ICBMs. Silo-based ICBMs are ultimately ill-suited to counter the emergence of regional nuclear, and especially non-nuclear, threats to U.S. national security. Doubling down on ICBMs would in fact create additional risks to U.S. security. Rather than committing to ICBMs for the next 5 decades or more, the United States should begin to move its nuclear force structure away from silo ICBMs and look to reduce the comparable elements of Russia's nuclear forces in tandem through arms control. A new, silo ICBM provides no unique offensive capability, and it invites risk. It is also inflexible compared to bombers and ballistic missile submarines. Today's submarine-launched ballistic missiles, the life-extended Trident D5s, are more accurate than the Minuteman III, with warheads capable of taking out the hardest targets. Since they can be fired from closer to adversaries' territories and from variable locations, these sea-based systems would be more likely to succeed in counterforce attacks. Bombers have other advantages as well. In addition to carrying out conventional missions, they can be used as a form of visible signaling, be forward deployed and even be recalled before they have launched their weapons.